I never thought I'd be the guy writing something like this. But here I am. It feels surreal. And yet, when I look back, I realize there were signs I ignored. Even so, nothing could prepare me for what I heard. My wife, Kate, and I have been married for 7 years. We're both in our mid-30s, and we have a good life, a nice house in a good neighborhood. I run a successful construction company, and she works in pharmaceutical sales, making a decent amount with plenty of travel. It's easy to think everything is perfect when you look at us from the outside, but it wasn't always like that. About 3 years into our marriage, Kate's father unexpectedly passed away from a heart attack at 58. No life insurance, very little savings. Kate's mom struggled financially after that, and it seemed to hit Kate hard. She became almost obsessed with the idea of financial security, preparing for the worst. She insisted we both get substantial life insurance policies, especially after seeing how her family had been affected by her dad's death. At the time, it made sense. I agreed to a $2 million policy with her as a beneficiary, and she took a smaller one, $500,000, with me as the beneficiary. Over time, Kate would often bring up the topic, making casual comments about how at least we were covered if something happened to me. Initially, I thought it was just a lingering anxiety from her dad's death. But as the years went by, I began to sense that something was off, though I didn't think much of it at the time. Last Sunday, we hosted our annual summer barbecue for her family, about 20 people in our backyard. Her mom, her sister Emily, her brother-in-law, cousins, everyone. It was a typical gathering, but I always felt like an outsider. Her family is tight-knit with so many inside jokes and references that no matter how hard I tried, I never quite fit in. I was on grill duty, making small talk, playing the part of good host. At one point, we ran low on ice, so I headed inside to grab some from the garage. To get there, I had to walk through the kitchen, and as I passed by, I overheard Emily's voice. "Must be exhausting keeping up the act all the time," she said. Kate's response caught me off guard. "You get used to it," she replied, sounding different, colder, sharper. "Besides, it's not forever. When he dies, you'll finally be free and rich." I froze in place, trying to process what I just heard. Kate laughed, and I could hear Emily laughing too. "The policy's worth more than he is," Kate added, still laughing. I stood there frozen. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My wife of 7 years casually discussing my death, as though it were a financial transaction, her ticket to a better life. It felt like a punch in the gut, but somehow I regained my composure. I grabbed the ice and walked back outside, carrying on like nothing had happened. For the next 3 hours, I played the gracious host. I laughed at their jokes, refilled drinks, and sat next to Kate as she casually had her arm around me, talking about our upcoming vacation plans, a vacation she had no intention of taking with me. That night, after everyone left and we were cleaning up, Kate commented that I seemed a little off. I lied and said it was just heartburn, then went to bed early, lying awake while she scrolled through her phone, probably texting Emily about their little inside joke. I couldn't shake what I'd heard. The next morning, I called into work and took a few personal days. When Kate left for a sales conference in Chicago, I knew it was time to act. My first call was to my lawyer, Michael, who handles all my business matters. I explained what happened and asked what my options were. He was appalled and immediately advised me to document everything and take my time with my next steps. "Don't confront her yet," he told me. "Let's make sure you're protected first." Then I called my insurance agent, Phil. I've known Phil for years, long before Kate came into the picture. He handled all my business insurance, and I trusted him. I explained the situation and asked him to help me make sure my policies were secure. The weight of everything was sinking in. I never thought I'd find myself in this situation, but now I had to figure out how to protect myself and move forward. I had explained the situation and asked if he could do anything to speed up the payout of my life insurance. I felt ridiculous asking, still unable to fully believe I was even saying out loud. "Insurance fraud and murder aren't as rare as you'd hope," he said seriously. "Let me make a few calls over the next 3 days." During that time, while Kate was out of town, I took a number of steps. I met with Michael and his partner, who specializes in family law. I documented everything I could remember about Kate's comments regarding my life insurance over the years. I installed security cameras in our house under the guidance of my lawyer, who ensured they were legally placed. I had the IT guy from my company check my food, drinks, and personal care products for any unusual substances. I moved half of our joint assets to a secure account, which my lawyer confirmed was legal in our state. I filed to change my life insurance beneficiary from Kate to a trust controlled by my parents. I also contacted the insurance company's fraud department, which surprisingly took my case seriously. They had already flagged multiple inquiries from Kate over the years about the policy's payout conditions, how long investigations took for accidental deaths, and whether any investigations took place in those cases. Seemingly innocent questions, but together they raised alarms. By Wednesday evening, everything was in place. Kate would be home on Thursday afternoon. The morning of Thursday, 2 letters arrived at our house. One from my lawyer outlining divorce proceedings, and another from the insurance company notifying her that the policy had been changed and that an investigation into potential fraud was underway. I wasn't home when she received them. I had moved most of my important belongings to a rental property I own across town. Kate had never shown any interest in the boring business details of my company's real estate holdings. Around 4 p.m., the text started. WTF for these letters. Call me immediately. This isn't funny. You can't just change our policy without discussing it. I know you're reading these. I didn't respond. Then her mother started calling. First my cell, which I ignored, then my office. My assistant, who knew the basics of the situation, politely informed her that I was unavailable. According to my assistant, her mom was alternating between rage and tears, claiming there had been a terrible misunderstanding, and I needed to call Kate right away. By evening, Kate's tone had shifted completely. Babe, I don't know what you think you heard, but it was just stupid sister talk. Emily and I make dark jokes sometimes. It doesn't mean anything. Please come home so we can talk about this. You're scaring me. Her mom called 17 times that night. At 10 p.m., I texted her, Margaret, there's nothing to discuss. I heard what I heard. Please respect my decision. She responded immediately. You're tearing this family apart over a stupid joke. Kate loves you. She would never hurt you. I didn't reply. The next day, Friday, Kate showed up at my office. My assistant intercepted her in the lobby and politely, but firmly informed her I wasn't available. She caused such a scene that security had to escort her out. That was 2 weeks ago. Since then, she has cycled through a full range of reactions: anger, pleading, gaslighting, threats, and now it seems she's deployed her entire family, including her mother, to try and get me to talk to her. I haven't responded to any of them. All communication now goes through my lawyer. The divorce is moving forward, and the insurance company is continuing their investigation into inquiries about the policy. Emily sent me a long email claiming they were just joking, and I was destroying Kate's life over nothing. I forwarded it to my lawyer without replying. Kate's mom has been the most persistent. The calls eventually stopped, but yesterday she showed up at my job site. I was inspecting a new development when I saw her looking completely out of place, standing among the construction equipment in her country club casual outfit. She told me she's not sleeping, she's not eating, as if that should matter to me. She said, whatever you thought you heard, you're wrong. My daughter loves you. I looked at this woman who raised a daughter capable of laughing about her husband's death and felt nothing but pity. Margaret, your daughter told her sister that my life insurance policy is worth more than I am, that when I die, she'll finally be free. There's no misinterpreting that. She insisted it was just dark humor. You know how girls talk. I replied, no, I don't think wives usually joke about looking forward to their husband's death. I asked her to leave my work site. She tried to say more, but one of my crew chiefs had already called security. As she was being escorted to her car, she called me back. You made one mistake. Are you really throwing away 7 years over one stupid comment? But that's the thing. It wasn't just one comment. It was a glimpse behind a curtain at who my wife really is. Someone who sees me as a meal ticket, alive or dead. Someone who laughs about my death with her sister, like they're discussing a future vacation. I keep asking myself if I'm overreacting. Then I remember the cold, casual way she said, "The policy's worth more than he is, and I know I'm not. The divorce should be finalized in a few months." Kate has finally stopped trying to contact me directly and has hired her own lawyer. My business is doing well, and I'm looking at houses in a different neighborhood. I'm sharing all of this because I still sometimes doubt myself. Was it just a joke like they all insist? Am I throwing away a 7-year marriage over a single overheard conversation? Then I remember how easily I played the role of the oblivious husband, serving burgers at that barbecue, and making small talk with people who were laughing behind my back. And I realized Kate wasn't the only one who'd been acting during our marriage. The difference is, I'm not acting anymore.